All right, today we're sinking our teeth into a true legend, a piece of golden, crispy perfection. In Taiwan, they call it a street overlord, but you might just know it as the Taiwanese chicken cutlet.
But just how big of a deal is this thing? Well, get this. Back in 2011, stats showed that people in Taiwan were eating 250,000 of these every single day.
I mean, that's kind of hard to picture, right? So think about it this way. If you stacked all those cutlets up, you'd be looking at a crispy golden tower, 10 times the height of Taipei 101. Yeah, this isn't just a snack. It's a full-blown national phenomenon.
So how in the world did a simple piece of fried chicken get this famous? Well, we're going to follow its incredible journey. We'll start with its surprising origin story as an unlikely savior. Then we'll see how it exploded into a fried chicken miracle, find out how a crisis actually sparked some amazing innovation, learn how it became a unique Taiwanese bet, and finally, we'll check out how it has evolved today.
Okay, so let's kick things off. Our story doesn't begin in some fancy restaurant. Nope, it starts right on the streets, where the chicken cutlet was literally born out of necessity. A true hero for anyone hungry and on a budget. So picture this. It's the 1980s. There's this little place, the Zhengguma Eatery, and they have a problem. Tons of hungry students with not a lot of cash. Their solution? Absolute genius. They took chicken breast, which, nobody really wanted back then, marinated it in this secret herbal blend, coated it in sweet potato flour, and fried it up. The result was what they called the flat price savior, and it was a 100% original Taiwanese invention.
So from that humble student snack, the chicken cutlet was about to become a straight-up economic powerhouse. It grew so fast, so massively, that people started calling it the fried chicken economic miracle. And honestly, when you look at the numbers, you'll see why that's not an exaggeration.
Fast forward to 2019, and the numbers are just insane. Think about this. 440 million cutlets were being made every year. That created a market worth over 26 billion new Taiwan dollars. That is a mind-boggling amount of fried chicken. And of course, you can't really talk about the chicken cutlet without mentioning its soulmate, bubble tea. That salty, crispy chicken with the sweet, chewy bubble tea. It's just this perfect, indulgent moment that, let's be honest, is pretty much impossible to say no to. But here's where the story gets really interesting. The cutlet's most creative and innovative period wasn't born from success. It was actually sparked by a huge global crisis. The financial crisis between 2007 and 2009 changed everything. A lot of people needed a new way to make a living, and starting a fried chicken stall was cheap and easy. So suddenly, the market was flooded. Competition was white hot. To survive, you had to stand out. You had to get creative. And this is when the flavor wars really kicked off. The standard pepper salt just wasn't going to cut it anymore. All of a sudden, you had new powders like plum and seaweed. Then came these incredible fillings, like gooey, exploding cheese. The coatings changed too, from the traditional style to these new, super crispy batters. The simple chicken cutlet became a canvas for culinary art. But maybe the biggest game changer of them all was a new technique called xian jia hou kao. It literally means fry first, then grill. So you deep fry the cutlet to get it perfectly crispy, and then you'd grill it with a sweet glaze. This created a whole new category of flavor. It was complex, smoky, and absolutely addictive. So the chicken cutlet has evolved in the kitchen, but its story goes way beyond that. It's taken on this really unique role in modern Taiwanese culture, where it's become more than just a piece of food. Which leads to this pretty wild question. How does a simple piece of fried chicken become a form of cultural currency? Something people actually use to make bets and public promises? Well, it's called a chicken cutlet offering post, and it's this awesome thing that's pretty much unique to Taiwanese social media. The idea is, if you want to make a public bet, but you don't want the stakes to be super high, you promise to buy everyone chicken cutlets if you're wrong or if something you're rooting for succeeds. You'll see posts like this all the time. Hey, if our team wins the championship, I'll treat everyone to 100 chicken cutlets. It's just a fun, low-stakes way to get everybody invested. And it's not just regular people. Politicians and celebrities do it too to grab headlines. It's really cemented the chicken cutlet's place in the culture. So after all of that history, that innovation, and that cultural craziness, where does that leave us today? Well, the modern chicken cutlet has basically evolved into three main distinct styles. First up, you've got the traditional style. This is the classic with that sweet potato flour coating, giving it a really satisfying, chewy texture. Then there's the modern crispy cutlet. This one uses a batter, and it's all about that ultra crunchy coating that makes that amazing kazzy sound when you bite into it. And finally, you have the grilled style. This uses that fry first, grill later method, giving you the most complex experience of all. It's crispy, moist, sweet, and savory all at the same time. So there you have it. From a flat price savior for students to an economic miracle and a cultural icon, the journey of the Taiwanese chicken cutlet is nothing short of remarkable. Which, of course, brings us to the single most important question. Which one are you craving right now? The classic, the crispy, or the grilled?